Hiya, it's Dark Shades, and I'm here again to make your life a bit easier. Where I found things difficult, I want to make it easy for you. Now, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about exes. Exes, that big X, which tells you that they no longer belong in your life, and they're exes for a reason. So why do they keep calling? Or why are there exes that you can't get rid of? Why are there exes who insist that they want to be friends? And then when you talk to them about anything intimate or any new fella that you've met, they get the hump. What is that about? Personally, I don't think exes can be friends. To a degree, I just think exes always want to get back with you, to be honest. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think if an ex wants to remain friends, it's because they want to get back inside your panties. Now, I was I was watching one of these videos where a man is saying why they stay in touch with their exes. And he said it plain and straight. He says they're a backup plan. So while it's good for your ego when an ex calls you or texts you and says nice things to you, it's a load of crap really, because all they really want to do is to have you there just in case things go wrong. And what they're doing is making out, they're nice guys while they're your friends. You don't get upset with them because you aren't in that relationship where you see them all the time. They're not getting on your nerves. They're not leaving their dirty drawers in the bathroom. They're not leaving the toothbrush or the toothpaste in the sink. You know what I mean? They're not filling the sink with dirty plates. You just hear their voice and you have a chat with them, and it's like you remember the good old days, especially when they can make you laugh. You kind of remember all of that stuff and you're thinking, oh yeah. And they're carrying along with this, because they're thinking, yeah, I've got her on my side. I've got her on my side. Men can be quite manipulative, and they can be quite calculating when they want something. So they'll have their woman and they'll say, oh, we're just mates. But meanwhile, they're thinking at the back of their head, especially if, the breakup wasn't over anything major, or worse still, you initiated up the breakup, then they're going to have it in the back of their minds that if this new thing with their new girlfriend doesn't work, I'll be able to charm her back because we're talking anyway. So it's like making a shortcut. They don't have to go through all the whining and dining and stuff, because they can call and one day and say, oh, I've broken up with so-and-so. I'm feeling so depressed. Can I come round and have a chat? I really need someone to talk to, and you're my best mate, and blah, blah, blah. Load of bullshit. Because when push comes to shove, once they're in your house and you start feeling sorry for them, I've seen it on TV. Next thing you know, they're up in your grill trying to kiss you and all that kind of game. Don't believe them, especially with men who want to stay in touch. They're hoping to get back with you, especially if you were the one that called the shots and said, look, it's not working. The thing I don't understand with exes and friends is that if they can be your friend, why can't they be your partner? You know what I mean? Because for me, I want my partner to be my friend. So if he can be my friend, he can be my partner. That's the way I see it. And because with friends, you can talk about anything. You can do things together. So why be a friend after the fact? It doesn't make any kind of sense, does it? So you get kind of people like, I know one of my exes, 18 years now, still calls me twice a month from across the waters, asking me what I'm doing, what I'm up to, if I'm seeing anyone. I'm like, 18 years, man. You know what I mean? I've moved on. But still calls, still tells me how much he loves me, still asks me if I want to go back over there, still says he wants to marry me, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, babes, in my head I'm saying this, if I wanted to be with you, I wouldn't have left in the first place. You know what I mean? But because we ain't got the guts, and I'm worst culprit for that, I'm a Libra, hate confrontation, don't like really hurting people's feelings, even though you end up hurting them in the end. And when I am upfront, it's even worse because, well, I don't know if it's worse. I think it's worse because I feel bad. But to be honest, it's best to be upfront. It's best to say, look, you know, we're broken up. We're broken up for a reason. So there's no point in us being friends. If you want to call me in 6 months down the line when you have a chance to grieve over what we've lost, that's fine, just to find out if you're doing okay, if you're still alive and kicking, that kind of thing. That's fine, but you can't be calling someone every day and, you know, sending them good morning, good afternoon, good night messages. It's not right. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you can see them hovering over, especially with that WhatsApp thing. Don't you just hate WhatsApp? You know, they send you a text and then they're hovering online waiting for you to respond. Of course I don't, because I think, you know, why encourage it? And then I feel uncomfortable because you know, as a Brit, you know, you have this thing about being polite. And then if I'm not polite, it goes against my values. But then I don't want to encourage it. And I haven't got the balls to say, look, it's over, Chuck. You know what I mean? Let's move on. You know, don't call me. Don't send me texts. You know, you hope that they'll get the hint. You hope that if you're not responding to their calls or picking up the receiver and not sending back anything, you know, when they send you something, kind of hoping that the penny will click, you know, the penny will drop. And I kind of try to put myself in their situation, and I kind of think to myself, I wouldn't dream of calling an ex. Suppose he's with his girlfriend. You know what I mean? Why would I be calling? I think it's invasive. I really, really do. And sometimes I think those men call you just to see if you are going to pick up, to see if you are available, to see if you are on your own. A lot of men think that, you know, if you're on your own, you know, you're glad, you know, for the calls. Maybe some of you are. You know what I mean? But I don't think you should have a crutch. I think if you're on your own and you've made that decision that this person isn't right for you, you shouldn't use them as a crutch to get you through this lonely period until you meet someone else. It's not fair. I think go it alone. Do your housekeeping inside yourself. Look after yourself. Make sure you've had time to get over that person and grieve over that person. And you can only do that if they're not in your life, if you've stopped them completely. So I suggest, I don't care what anybody says, I suggest, especially if you don't want them back. If there's something there, if there's a flame still burning, then of course you can keep them on standby, you know, and hope when the time is right and you know that person loves you, maybe something will ignite. But if you're sure that there is nothing left on your part for your ex, then don't give him the runaround. Don't give him hope. Just be cruel to be kind. And I think you are going to have to tell them straight up, look, I think it's a good idea if you don't call me and if you don't text me. I mean, the thing is with these texts and WhatsApps is that it seems harmless, but it's not. I think it can be quite controlling, to be honest, because it seems innocent, doesn't it? But when somebody calls you, you don't call them back and they're saying, oh, didn't you see my call? Why didn't you call me back? Or didn't you see the video I sent you? How come you didn't say nothing? That's almost like it's prompting you to react. And I don't think that's right. So, don't get caught up in the fray, ladies. Protect yourself, protect your spirituality, protect your calmness. Breathe and let out all that negative energy, and don't let anybody control you or enter your space who doesn't belong there. And that's all for now.